Hey everyone, my name is Sophie from Sophisticated Organization. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. Today we're gonna be organizing our soon-to-be baby boy's nursery room closet. There's a lot of stuff in there, so there's a lot we need to organize. And I'm excited because today's video is sponsored by Cricut. And if you followed me, you know that I love using my Cricut crafting machines for all different types of organizing products. But what's really cool is Cricut is now gonna be available at the Container Store. So two of my favorites coming together into one and helping me make this nursery closet a dream and a reality and match our fun little jungle theme. I'm excited because we have some crafting projects I might do in there, as well as the typical organizing that I love to do, and some label making and all of that type of stuff. So if you're ready for it, then let's jump right into the video. Now that you've seen the before shots of the closet, it's time to pull everything out. And I actually have to pull things out kind of in stages because the closet is so packed, and not necessarily packed with clothing, but there's just a lot of stuff I've been putting in there to get up and off of the floors. Since we don't have nursery furniture yet, the closet is kind of the only place that I can put things right now. So I've been trying to store all of our items there, and then we will reevaluate once we get the nursery furniture. And I am still crossing my fingers that it's going to show up before the baby shows up. At this point, I'm hearing that it's going to be here maybe mid-December, so things will probably be pretty tight, but if not, at least today I can tackle the closet. So I have these cute little closet dividers that I got from our registry at one of our showers that have little animals on them. They're super adorable. My mom said I needed more color in the nursery, so here's some more color. But I'm going to put these on the racks here so I can tell the difference between the different sizes of clothing. I don't have a ton that I think I'm gonna hang permanently, but since we don't have our nursery furniture yet, I might hang a little bit more of the clothing. We'll see, but I wanna get these all set up and get the hangers kind of divided. Here is where I could use your input. So experienced moms, especially moms of boys, let me know what type of clothing you actually hang for a baby. Now, I could see a lot of different outfits for like a little girl that you might hang if you bought some more formal things like dresses and stuff like that, but having a boy, there's a lot less of that type of stuff in general, but also we're having a baby in the winter, and I just don't really see much of a point in having a lot of formal or really any formal outfits for the newborn and 0 to 3 month age unless we have specific photos or something. But even those early photo shoots at the beginning, I'm planning on having him swaddled in some, or wearing like a very simple onesie or a knotted gown or something like that. So most of what we have for him when he's really little are just sleepers and little zipper footies and stuff. And I think for the most part, it makes sense to put those in the dresser. But let me know if I'm wrong and I should be hanging all of that type of stuff, or if there are other items that would benefit from being hung rather than being folded and put away in the dresser. So I basically just put the snowsuits and jackets and those things on hangers for now, and will await all of your advice and maybe rearrange stuff based on what you guys let me know and what else I can hang up there. So I'm going to move to the floor here and get into these boxes of diapers that I've bought. I'm hearing all different things all over the place, whether it's from you guys here on YouTube, on Instagram, some of the little forums that I'm on for pregnancy with other moms who are due in December, and for my brother and sister-in-law who just had twins. And I ended up buying 2 small boxes of newborn diapers and then 1 large Costco box of size 1 diapers. Worst case scenario, our baby is a newborn for a very short amount of time, or maybe even bypasses newborn, and we can save those for later with a future child or donate them, or I don't know. It's not a big deal to have just a couple of small boxes of newborn, but I figured it was good to have that size one as well, ready to go just in case he's in it for a short amount of time or goes straight to it. I also had some freebie diapers as well as one small pack that a coworker got me, so I'm opening those up too and getting all of those ready. And I think I'm going to have multiple places where I have diapers. I'm probably going to have a diaper caddy that I'm going to keep downstairs, some by my bedside. I'm also planning on putting some in the dresser that we have because that's what we're going to use as the changing table. And then in the closet, I'll have backup diapers. I don't really plan on being that type of person that has a huge backup stock of diapers and wipes to the point where we need to store extras in the garage or in the basement or something like that. I think most of it can be in the nursery closet. So that's what I'm working with right now. I also have 2 full boxes of wipes. I have the water wipes and Pampers Sensitive. I've heard good things about both of those, so I thought I'd buy one of each box and figure out what we like. If we don't love them, we can always try a third brand after we go through these, and from what it sounds like, we will go through these pretty quickly. Same thing with the wipes. I have some free samples here. Those I might actually put in my diaper bag or use them for on the go since they're smaller packs. I think that'll be really handy. And then I'm going to organize it the same way. I'll have some in our diaper caddy that goes downstairs, some by my bedside for middle of the night changes, and then some in the dresser once we get that for changing him, and then all the backups will go in the nursery closet. I've kind of been categorizing things into these wicker bins as I've been getting new baby products and kind of trying to pick things up as much as I can. But I want to go through everything, make sure the categories make sense, because today we're going to be making labels using my Cricut, and I want the labels to really fit what the different categories are. So I'm going to go through everything and get it as set up as I can. I did buy a couple of small organizers to go inside of these wicker bins because I noticed as I was sanitizing some of the teething items and more plasticky toys that might go in his mouth that I don't really want, after I've spent the time sanitizing them and sterilizing them, for them to float around the bottom of a wicker basket where a little piece of wood could get on a pacifier or on a teether or something like that. I wanted it to be a little bit more of a sterile space. So this clear acrylic organizer really helps. But the rest of them, I don't need organizers in the insides because it's mostly just toys or burp cloths and bibs and blankets that I'm folding. So 2 was definitely enough. I just grabbed some orange essential oil to get off the sticky residue. For some reason, the label on these containers was very stuck on there. So orange essential oil worked perfectly. Typically, you can use a citrus essential oil, so lemon works great too. I use Goo Gone around the house as well, and that is another great product, but with these teethers and things that might go in his mouth, I thought the essential oil might be a little bit more natural and a better choice in the nursery.
Set the weather, every cloud, every rain, you're above and beyond. Every tune is your song.
It's so funny the types of things that you collect when you are expecting a baby and the types of gifts that you get. This little boy has so many stuffed animals already. He isn't even here yet, and he has an overload of stuffed animals. I hadn't cut off any of the tags from any of these products yet, so I wanted to cut off those tags as many of the tags as I could and get that prepped and ready for him in advance. I have some really cute rattles here that fit the jungle theme that we're going for, like that monkey, a little elephant, a giraffe. He is also set on little plush rattles. These are adorable. And you'll see he even has baby sunglasses. Those are perfect in the smaller container. I'm thinking of putting kind of accessories in there. But with all of these rattles, this will be helpful to have some in different places as well. I'll have some probably that will go on the go with us in the car, maybe keep them in my diaper bag, some for downstairs. But then you'll see the other toys that I'm sticking inside of these acrylic bins. That's what I was talking about, those teether type things or plastic toys that can fit in there. I'm speeding these clips up a little bit because you don't need to see me cut off 100 different tags off of every single stuffed animal and toy. I want to get straight to the organizing as much as possible, but do know that sometimes these projects take a while. I like to bring my iPad around with me and like watch a TV show and make it a really enjoyable thing to go through all this stuff. I don't know how it could not be enjoyable going through all of this adorable baby clothing and baby toys, but it is nice to sit down and watch a show as well.
It doesn't really matter while wishing for something better. I try to fix things weren't broken, misunderstandings.
Here's another part that I had to speed up as well. These are all of his baby socks. I've washed everything, but I wanted to put them together into pairs, as well as all of his hats and a couple pairs of little shoes or slippers that he got. So I'm stacking all those hats on top of each other once I get the socks matched and putting his shoes in there as well. And this will be a little accessories bin, and it might evolve the way that I organize it. So I might put some of those types of clothing accessories into his dresser, but regardless, the label of accessories will probably still be nice to have in the closet. This bin I'm thinking is going to be like the mommy bin. So those are products that aren't necessarily specifically for him, but things that I will need access to. So those are extra boppy covers. And I actually had a Solly baby wrap that I will use to wear him around the house probably. That goes in the mommy bin. And then the larger bin I'm going to do as blankets. And then I pulled out the bibs and burp cloths, put that in the next small bin. And I also removed the swaddles that were in there. I think swaddles will go much better into the dresser, as well as all of his pajamas and stuff like that, so we can easily get him ready for bed. I think of the closet as more of a backup space, and his everyday clothing I want to be really easy for me to get to in the dresser.
I don't wanna waste my time.
Now I'm just trying to get a layout of how I want these bins and baskets to go, adjusting shelves per usual, if that's something that I feel like I need to do. And I am going to get his books set up. Still hoping that we might do a bookshelf at some point in the nursery, but it's really hard to figure out what other furniture we might want, whether it's an actual bookshelf or floating shelves, without having that basic crib, rocker, and dresser in there first. It doesn't really make sense for us to buy other things without having that first. So I'm holding off, and we're just going to put all of his books into the closet, and he has a lot of books. If you thought he had a lot of stuffed animals, he has a ton of books. And that is partly because I saved a bunch from childhood, and my parents were gracious enough to let me keep it at their house. So I brought all of those books over to our new house, and we've been gifted books. So he has plenty of baby books all the way through like elementary school age books. The other thing I was really excited about with nursery organization is that there can be a little bit more color, and a lot of things are colorful. So I really enjoyed organizing these books in rainbow order and bringing a little bit of color to the closet. I've always been the type of person that liked to organize my books by size until I started playing around with the idea of rainbow organization. And I just think it's kind of a fun look if that's what you're going for. And I like that the books are a little bit uneven and it's not necessarily by size, but it's still very aesthetically pleasing.
It ain't enough for two, and it's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. I did it all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you. It's all for you.
All of his books didn't even fit on one shelf. I had to put all of the black and white colored books on a different shelf and put those above, so you can really see how many books he has. Another shelf I wanted to use as kind of a decor accent shelf, so I grabbed pacifiers and I'm sticking those into a little anchor jar there, as well as some of the baby books that I have and a couple of other items.
Keep you warm. I will.
All of these little books have animal tails on them and they're very themed with the room as well, so I pulled those out separately and grabbed one of the stuffed animals and set that up there for now, and we're going to refine that shelf in just a little bit. I also got some gray bins to put on the shelf of the closet, and I'm thinking I'll have these as like the true backup. So one of those bins is going to be just miscellaneous backup supplies. One's going to be kind of backup toys. Another one is going to be specifically for diapers. And then the last one is a really great tip, pretty much for kids no matter what age you have, but especially if you have young kids. I'm making one of the bins a too small bin, and that is going to be for all of the clothing that he grows out of. And yes, you could easily take all of that down to your basement or wherever you store things like that, but I just figure he's going to be moving through things so quickly, and it doesn't always go in the pattern of, okay, he's fully moving out of all of his 0 to 3 month clothing. I'm going to remove all of that. Sometimes you try one outfit on and it no longer fits. So it'll be easy to toss it in there and not worry about it. We also put up this cute little jungle growth chart that a subscriber sent me. So this also brings in the jungle theme.
Till I met you at the concert the other day. The whole room lit up with
Now I'm just going to grab my Cricut supplies. I'm going to use my Cricut Joy as well as some smart vinyl and other supplies and tools to show you how I can not only label the nursery closet and help bring that final organization together, but also do a little bit of some crafting. So let's grab all that stuff and I'm going to take it upstairs.
peel off a layer and breathe. Lift up your head and lead. Count the stars up before you leave.
You'll see I took that O from the decor shelf. Yes, his name does start with an O, so I wanted to paint that white and do a little bit of a craft with that later. So I wanted to get that paint drying as quickly as possible. So that's what I started with before moving on to my Cricut.
Oh, I used to see colors, now it's gray. Till I met you at the concert the other day. The whole room lit up with warm, sunny rays.
The first thing that I'm doing is getting all of the labels that I want cut, set up in my design space, and I'm doing it from my phone. The Cricut Joy is awesome because all you need is your phone. It's compact and portable. You saw me just carry it upstairs in a little carrying pack, but I can do everything via Bluetooth, and found these cute little leaf images from the Cricut Design Studio. They were free, and I'm going to match them to the colors of vinyl that I have. I have a few different greens that I'm going to play around with and make a bunch of leaves to put on that O that I've painted white. And I'm also going to get a little creative with my lettering and make those colorful and green as well. I'm usually so stuck in my ways with my labels, making them either black or white depending on the bin clips that I use, but this is an excuse to get a little more creative, have some fun, and bring in some color. So you'll see I have my 3 vinyl colors ready. I have everything laid out, so I'm going to press the next button and get it all set up to cut. And I'm dragging things around so I just don't waste any extra vinyl and use it up as best I can. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to cut.
You said it was the last time, but you keep coming back to tell me sorry that you take back all the things you said just to hurt me. Our love just went cold, but I'm still burning. Our love just went cold. Why? I keep on making the same mistake. I always let you back in when I begin to get myself together again. You are back once more like everything's the same. I tried to build my walls up.
Okay, so I want to show you exactly how easy it is to use this Cricut Joy machine. As you saw, I got all of the cuts ready on my phone, didn't even have to pull out my computer. It's going to connect via Bluetooth. And I set up all 3 colors of mats, and these are smart vinyl. So you don't even have to use any sort of cutting mat. You're just going to use the vinyl, stick it into the Joy, press start on your phone, and that's it. So I'm going to get it going and you can watch it happen. So it's really cool. The Cricut Joy will pull your vinyl through the machine first and measure it, make sure you have enough of the material, and then start cutting. So the really nice thing is that I don't have to worry about pre-cutting the vinyl. I just let it run straight from the full roll and then have it cut my design, and then I'll snip off the excess after that. And once I get that first sheet done, I'm going to pop in the second and start weeding away the excess from the first one while the second one's cutting. And the process is called weeding. That's pulling away all of the space that you don't want and just revealing the labels that you do want to keep. So every little space in between letters like O or D or B that have little spots there that you're going to pull out, you want to pull those things out and then pull the rest of the backing away.
To get over you, I keep on making the same mistake. I always let you back in when I begin to get myself together again. You are back once more like everything's the same. I tried to build my walls up, but you're taking them down. It's tearing me apart.
You'll see as I pull it away, I like to cut with the scissors just to make sure I don't pull everything off at once and inadvertently pull off a part of the label that I actually want to keep. So that is a little trick there, but if you're nice and slow and watching what you're doing, it's usually not an issue. So many of you are very perceptive, but you might notice that there are a couple labels where I made mistakes. So I made one mistake where I made a label say too big instead of too small. As I was explaining earlier how I want to have a bin for clothing that's too small. By accident, I made the label say too big. I obviously was not thinking. Maybe that's pregnancy brain. But I also made a label that said sheets and misspelled the word sheets. So I had to reprint that one as well.
Watching you smile, watching you smile. And I can't get over you, I'm losing my mind. All of the things that
the last step really of getting these labels prepped and ready to go to put on your surface is to apply transfer tape. This is this clear sticky tape that I'm going to put on top of everything, and you can press on it so the labels adhere to it, and then I cut out each individual one and gently peel it off. Your label will be sticking to that surface, and then you apply it to wherever you want your label to go. So I'm grabbing my Container Store bin clips. These come in a few different colors: white, black, gold, silver. They even have some acrylic bin clips there, but I'm using the white color to keep it nice and simple. And you'll see how I can peel off the backing of the label, use the transfer tape to apply the lettering, and get the exact look that I'm going for. And hopefully you're not looking at this thinking this process is complicated by any means. I will say it takes some time with your first and maybe second time using these machines, but once you get the hang of it, it is so simple. You're going to want to label your entire house. So not only did I do 2 different colors, but I did 2 different fonts. I put a poll on my Instagram asking you guys which was your favorite font for the nursery, and these were the top 2. So I figured how fun would it be to mix the 2 different fonts together, and I followed what you guys said and took your advice, and these are the top 2. I finished off those bin clips and then back to the craft because the letter O is nice and dry. So I'm going to apply all of those leaves around and fill the whole thing up basically. I really wanted to bring the jungle vibes with the 3 different colors of green. And it's fun to use the Cricut for other projects. Besides just my standard organizing projects, this was a little more fun and creative and crafty.
All of the things that I wish I could tell you every time when you're passing me by. I fall in love. There's something about you. I wish you were mine.
I will skip ahead though because this took some time for sure. I was still watching a show on my iPad, so time flew by very quickly for me, but I want to show you what the final after product looks like.
I'm in love. Something about you, I wish you were mine.
It's time for the final touches and getting everything set up. I'm putting the bin clips on and then going to work on rearranging that little decor shelf that I have and putting the last few things into the closet and getting those all nice and neat.
I'm feeling kind of lost when your mind is hiding whatever that is choking your chest. I can see it in your eyes that you're shaking 'cause you're holding it back.
I felt like there was a little bit too much on this shelf, so I got rid of that plant and moved the pacifiers to be kind of like a bookend and gave it a little bit more space. Then the floor of the closet, I'm putting all of his jungle stuffed animals into a little bin. I decided to use the one that says toys on it instead and repurpose the other bin somewhere else in the house. So I have those stuffed animals. I have a little basket here that is a laundry hamper for all of his dirty clothes from Target. And then I'm going to stick our Boppy in the corner there. And yes, I do know that that Boppy was recalled, so don't worry about it. We're still deciding what we want to do with it. That's it for today's video. I hope you guys loved this nursery closet organization. Don't forget to check out Cricut, now available at the Container Store. If you are interested in organizing a new space in your home, there are so many possibilities with everything at the Container Store. You guys know I'm a big fan of both Cricut and the Container Store. So if you liked this video, I'd appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. There's more nursery organization to come once we get our nursery furniture. We got to get that organized. I need to organize the bathroom. So hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. And until next time, I will see you guys later.